Welcome back to MMA Oddsbreaker. This week we got Louis Smolka getting ready to fight Chris Cariaso coming up here on UFC Fight Night, May 10th. In Cincinnati, Ohio. You're in Hawaii. You're training at Gracie Technics. You know, Max Holloway fought this last weekend. Had a great fight. You guys seem to be doing pretty good. Like the teammates out of there seem to be doing all right.
Yeah, we got a great thing going right now. I feel really good about it. We have a room full of killers and up and comers, and I feel really good about our team right now. I think we're getting ready to do some good stuff.
You know, Rylan, the head instructor, is on the road. He's been kind of bouncing around. Who are you training with while he's on the road? 'Cause he's on the mainland. He's floating around the main 48, and he's doing a ton of seminars and having to corner other guys. But he's not actually there right now for you guys, but he'll be there to corner you. So who are you training with right now to help keep you getting prepared?
Well, as far as the ground goes, there's a lot of guys at Gracie Technics, a lot of high-level brown belts that know his systems, and he's given me a few things to work on, like just drills and certain situations that we think might come up in the fight. So like we've had this mapped out for a while. It's kind of routine, so I've just been using the bodies at Gracie Technics. As far as my striking goes, I have Charles Kipili'i. He's my striking coach right now. He's been my striking coach for the better part of like 3 or 4 years. He's really been the guy that really developed my striking, and he's been keeping my timing on point and stuff. And we actually just went up to the Big Island to train with BJ for a little bit. They let me tag along for that. That was actually pretty awesome. That was a really good experience.
Who else was at BJ's in Hilo?
Myself, Charles, Russell Doan, and one of our training partners, Lowen Tainanes. Look out for him. He's gonna be doing some big things pretty soon.
Did BJ have anybody else in there too that came in to get him ready?
Yeah, he had his brother and his boxing coach and a couple other guys that I guess he handpicked for that. I didn't really get to meet them.
As far as Hawaii MMA goes, is BJ still the biggest name and the largest draw and the guy that you guys as a Hawaiian everybody looks up to, kind of like you want to mimic BJ's kind of his not necessarily his style. No one can mimic his style because he's a prodigy, but mimic his how he went through the game and how he fights in that game.
Yeah, like his career and stuff. Yeah, like be like a multi-division champion, like kind of pave the way for other fighters. Yeah, of course he's like our idol. He is a prodigy. Everyone grows up kind of wanting to be like BJ Penn. You know what I mean? So he's still like a huge influence. He's still like the man. And he's really humble, but he's still the man. Like I still look up to him a lot.
Does it frustrate you a little bit when he was kind of getting lazy and was like, look, BJ, way better than this, but you're really not trained. You're kind of just screwing around, and then he'd go to these fights, and technically he could win the fight, but just cardiovascularly he couldn't maintain. He would lose fights just because he was out of shape.
Yeah, honestly, those are so hard for me to watch. I mean, it's not my place. I don't know what's going on with his training camps. I don't know what he's trying to do. It's not really my place to criticize, but as a fan, it's so hard to watch that. Like it's so hard to watch. I'd be so sick watching it, but.
As a fan, I hated it when he would come out like that. So I knew how technical he was. But as a fighter, I wanted to fight him when he was like that. Because the only way you're going to beat BJ is when he's out of shape. So I'm like, please, let's fight now. You're out of shape. Let's fight. So he's that guy that's still kind of hums around now. He's the one guy that he left for a little while. He obviously lives in Hilo, but he would go do his training camp sometimes in California and bounce back and forth. Now he's in a place where he does all of his camps in Hilo. And I've kind of talked to other Hawaiians. Like Brad Tavares is here in Las Vegas training with us and some other guys. And they made a decision. They had to move. They had to get off the island and come to the mainland and try to figure things out. I've talked to Jesus Lord guys. I've talked to a lot of different guys. Ray Cooper, who I battle against, he's got his son. He won't leave. He will not come off the island. Little Ray Cooper won't move off the island. He will only train and stay by his dad. Is there part of you that's like, I'm getting great training at Gracie Technics, but I also understand at some point I'm going to have to move off the island to kind of accelerate? You're 7-0. So obviously it's working for what you're doing right now, but do you feel like sometime in the future you might have to bounce off the island, or do you feel like you're like BJ Penn, where you'll get enough training partners you never have to leave the island?
Honestly, I honestly feel like right now I have a really good thing going, and I'm just trying to take it day by day. Maybe at some point, if the system stops working, or like other like areas are advancing in MMA, of course I may have to leave. It's something I may have to do, but As of right now, my main training partner is like Russell. He's kind of like our leader, and he kind of just beats the crap out of me day in, day out. And I feel like that's one of the best ways to learn. I'm just constantly getting, beat up in the gym. So I feel like that really works for me.
Well, let's break down Chris Cariaso now. This is the guy you've been training for. This is the guy that Ryland gave you the extra special stuff to do, and the guy that Russell's beating the crap out of you for. I know you've seen tape on him. You know what Chris is going to do. How do you break down Chris when you see him getting ready to fight you?
Like style wise, he's a southpaw. He likes to throw the lead hook over my jab because he'll throw the right hook or lead hand over my jab. And he likes to throw the back leg a lot. He also likes to he has a few grappling situations. I know he's won Golden Gloves in boxing. So those are like a few of the points that I'm kind of addressing, in my preparation. I don't want to give too many things away, but those are a few things that I'm addressing. His stance, height, range, general like tendencies, striking are a lot of the things.
What does he do different than anybody else that you fought in your previous 7 matches?
Honestly, he's kind of wild and he comes straight forward with hooks. That is gonna be a new thing for me, especially from the southpaw stance. It's something I haven't had to deal with before. So I'm gonna try. I don't know. We have to address that. It's basically like my movement is gonna have to change a little bit. My footwork, where I'm planting my lead leg is gonna change a lot, and yeah, it's gonna be a new test for me, but I'm confident that I'll be able to handle it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's Louis Smolka getting ready to fight Chris Cariaso. Thanks for taking a couple minutes and spending some time with us here at MMA Oddsbreaker. I appreciate it. And hopefully I'll be able to see you. I actually land in Hawaii this next Wednesday night. And hopefully you're not too wind down from your training sessions. Hopefully you and I can work out a little bit up at Gracie, Texas when I get in town.
Oh, for sure, man. I hope we do get to do something. I'll grab your number. And, it's been an honor, Frank. Trigg. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Louis. I appreciate it, bud. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you. Bye.